And I guess I've been dreaming, 'cause now that I'm woke, everything that I see ain't what it seems, man. I guess I've been dreaming, 'cause now that I'm here, what I feel motivates me with reason. I guess I've been dreaming, 'cause now that I'm woke, everything that I see ain't what it seems, man. I guess I've been dreaming, 'cause now that I'm here, what I feel motivates me with reason. I guess I've been dreaming.
What it is, what it do though. Peace and love to all the guys and goddesses and all the high vibrating species on the planet. How we living out there, good peoples? Welcome back to the channels. Welcome back to the channels, Academates. Salute and peace to you, and love and harmonies and all that good stuff. High vibings, you know what I'm talking about. We is Liddy in the city. Y'all already know how we do. You already know. You already know. You already know how we do. We gave the hookah a rest today though. I hope everybody good. Again, welcome back to the channels. I appreciate everybody for joining me. Like, share, and subscribe. No pressures there, of course. I appreciate y'all vibing with me nonetheless. We got a new well, not new, another SCP. This is 6333. It's a 6333. The butterfly effect. Now, I'm pretty sure we should be familiar with the butterfly effect. Most of us should be anyway. Again, we're to the point now where we know, you know what I'm saying, assuming really makes an ass out of people when it comes to these segments here. So we're just gonna check her out, see what we got, see what we come up with. Cause like I said, we were sent here to go through the files, leave no stone unturned. So we got to go through these things. I was assigned to the monsters. So we're going to see what the serpent's hand got here. You know what I'm talking about? And I hope you got what you need, because I do. If you are new, just grab a chair and slide up to the front. Ask no questions. Just do what it is that we do. We get a bustin'. For once, so we can learn. We're here to learn. That's what we do. We're here to learn. While we get it busted.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-6333, Delta Level Tier Documentation Access. Object Class, Keter. Special Containment Procedures. Standard access protocols, for example Level 4 and Level 5 permissions, do not apply to SCP-6333 documentation. Access to preliminary SCP-6333 documentation is provided to site directors of facilities containing a minimum of 100 officially designated SCP anomalies. Site directors may provide O5 approved abridged versions of SCP-6333 documentation to their designated emergency successors as desired. Access to comprehensive documentation, designated across 5 access tiers, may be requested by site directors whose corresponding sites have successfully maintained care of an SCP-6333-2 instance for at least 3 consecutive decades. All SCP-6333-1 instances are to be carefully cataloged and kept in high-priority secure storage at sites designated by O5 Council member consensus. Instances not pertaining to hardwood tree species may be requested for use when seeking uncontained SCP-6333-1 instances. Permission from a majority of O5 Council members is required prior to the planting of any SCP-6333-1 instances. SCP-6333-2 containment chambers must be equipped with air filtration systems, artificial sunlight lamps, water distillation pumps, and gardening supplies as appropriate. Manufactured objects containing iron are not permitted within SCP-6333-2 enclosures. Ideally, SCP-6333-2 instances are to be contained underground, though exceptions may be made for instances that exceed 3 meters in height. A team of at least 10 on-site researchers led by the site director is to be assigned to each site's SCP-6333-2 instance. As of 2020, the 12 largest Foundation facilities worldwide each possess one SCP-6333-2 instance that has exceeded 50 years of age. Foundation sites seeking to host a SCP-6333-2 instance must petition the O5 Council with a detailed analysis of containment history, personal psychological evaluations, employee turnover statistics, and resource allocation budgeting. Due to the extreme scarcity of SCP...
Okay, so there's 12 large. So it's the 12 largest Foundation facilities. So, okay, so of course there's more than 12. But we know that there's 12 big ones.
SCP-6333-1 and surviving SCP-6333-2 instances, experimentation involving SCP-6333 is to be kept at an absolute minimum. Description: SCP-6333 refers to a set of plant-based anomalies, SCP-6333-1 and SCP-6333-2. SCP-6333-1 are anomalous seeds, primarily of plant species commonly sold as indoor houseplants for hobbyists. SCP-6333-1 instances are visually and physically identical to non-anomalous variants, but will produce visible and infrared light of increasing intensity when in close proximity to other SCP-6333-1 and SCP-6333-2 instances. SCP-6333-2 refers to plants grown from SCP-6333-1 instances. The noted variations between SCP-6333-2 instances and their non-anomalous counterparts are as follows. SCP-6333-2 possess extremely heightened longevity. SCP-6333-2 grow into increasingly warped and irregular forms as they age, eventually only vaguely resembling their apparent species. SCP-6333-2 do not produce seeds or flowers. SCP-6333-2 flourish best when kept in the same vicinity as other anomalous objects, particularly living anomalous entities. The area of effect for this attribute increases with the age of the SCP-6333-2 instance. SCP-6333-2 exhibit immediate negative reactions when artificial substances are applied to any part of the plant. SCP-6333-2 grant positive effects to individuals that they recognize as caretakers during certain stages of cultivation. See Addendum 6333-1. Addendum 6333-1 Delta Level. List of SCP-6333-2 instances and assigned sites cataloged within the past 10 years. Instance number SCP-6333-2AE. Assigned site Site 64. Species Euphorbia pulcherrima poinsettia. Anomaly variant Gaucherena. Recovery details: obtained from an apartment in Oregon, United States. Initial caretaker was a graphic designer who relied on freelance commissions for income. Analysis of soil composition indicated the presence of partially decayed organic matter, likely composted byproducts of the caretaker's cooking. Specific observations: SCP-6333-2AE responds well to application of various types of fertilizers and nutrient mixes. On days when fertilizer was applied to SCP-6333-2AE, reports were noted of staff within the site suddenly recovering from minor ailments such as allergies, fatigue, and aches. Care modification history: while commercially produced fertilizers are viable, SCP-6333-2AE appears to respond best to handmade or naturally produced nutrient additives such as food waste compost produced on-site and wastewater from freshwater aquariums. Provided the health of SCP-6333-2AE is retained, researchers assigned to it will be transitioning from using both commercial and handmade fertilizers to using solely non-commercial fertilizers. Instance number SCP-6333-2AF. Assigned site Site 36. Species Gymnocalcium myhanowichi, grafted moon cacti. Anomaly variant, Jianmu. Recovery details. Obtained from a street food stand in Kolkata, India. The vendor was noted to have no formal education, but demonstrated significant aptitude for learning to speak new languages. Locals familiar with the vendor reported witnessing them frequently speak to SCP-6333-2AF when practicing new words in foreign languages. Specific observations. Following initial transport of the instance to Site-36, personnel noted that it appeared discolored and did not respond well to usual plant care. One of the researchers assigned to the entity took the initiative to recite nursery rhymes and tongue twisters in 3 languages to SCP-6333-2AF for 30 minutes, following which the instance's coloration returned to its initial state. The researcher has been commended for their quick thinking. Care modification history. Tentatively assigned. A designated team of researchers is to rotate schedules for reading aloud to SCP-6333-2AF for 3 hours each day. Reading material is to be submitted and approved by the site director. Priority is given to determining whether SCP-6333-2AF exhibits preferences for certain kinds of listening material. Intelligence test batteries have been requested to determine if these reading sessions affect the research team in any way. Instance number SCP-6333-2AG. Assigned site, Site-45. Species, Drosanthemum floribundum, Rosea ice plant. Anomaly variant, Yaximix Che. Recovery details. Obtained from the office space of a national park near Perth, Australia, animals of the park had previously been targeted by poachers. Recent observations indicated fewer poaching attempts due to trespassers experiencing a sudden loss of ability to navigate the park space. Specific observations. SCP-6333-2AG seems to attract more ambient flying pests than other instances. Pests approaching SCP-6333-2AG abruptly lose sense of direction upon entering within a 500 centimeter radius of its container. Individuals tasked with removal of pests, upon successful completion of the task, report that for the following few hours they are able to automatically identify the shortest and most efficient pathways to various locations within the site. Care modification history. Current care plan is sufficient. Suggestions raised regarding potential D-class experimentation to determine if disorientation effect can be manifested upon humans in a controlled setting. Instance number SCP-6333-2C Alpha. Assigned site 19. Species, Pachira aquatica, money tree. Anomaly variant, Yggdrasil. Recovery details. Successfully pruned from SCP-6333-2C and rooted. Blessed as viable by Serpent's Hand clerics. One of 2 cuttings in the first recorded successful human-initiated propagation of SCP-6333-2. Specific observations. No immediate effects noted. However, Serpent's Hand associates have acknowledged SCP-6333-2C Alpha generating what they believe to be an immature way. Such a gateway would allow for single-direction travel to the Wanderer's Library should SCP-6333-2C Alpha continue to mature in good health. Care modification history. Current care plan is sufficient. Discussions underway regarding additional protections should a complete way entry manifest. Instance number SCP-6333-2C Beta. Location unknown. Species, Pachira aquatica, money tree. Anomaly variant, Yggdrasil. Recovery details. Successfully pruned from SCP-6333-2C and rooted. Blessed as viable by Serpent's Hand clerics. One of 2 cuttings in the first recorded successful human-initiated propagation of SCP-6333. Specific observations. SCP-6333-2C Beta has exhibited the most extensive and immediate recorded root growth, requiring multiple container changes to accommodate its increasingly large root system. As of the last recorded behavioral log, SCP-6333-2C Beta has produced additional anomalies. Specifically, all handheld pipettes used to dispense water in the enclosure now repel loose particulate matter, dirt, dust, etc., and if left atop freshly turned earth, will cause seedlings to sprout from beneath the pipette and grow in a linear trail towards SCP-6333-2C beta. Care modification history. Per a non-unanimous O5 majority vote, to avoid further containment breaches and to better ascertain the health of SCP-6333-2C beta, the instance has been released to Serpent's Hand custody. Records will become available from Serpent's Hand caregivers when the instance is settled in its new habitat. Addendum 6333-2 Delta Level. The first SCP-6333-1 instances came into Foundation possession in February of 1979 when a Conference of Ambassadors was called between the Foundation and various tentatively allied groups of interest. The Serpent's Hand provided each convoy with 3 SCP-6333-1 instances after ascertaining each group's ability to cultivate rather than exploit the eventual SCP-6333-2 entity. The Foundation was one of the few groups informed of the exact mechanics of the seeking effect SCP-6333-1 instances possess. It is currently unknown how many SCP-6333 instances remain outside of Foundation guardianship. Based on current consensus, resources will remain devoted to the care and protection of current SCP-6333 entities rather than attempting to seize the instances in the custody of antagonistic groups of interest. Should SCP-6333-2 instances be determined capable of manifesting autonomous anomalous entities, a reconnaissance team is to be formed to collect information on the progression of other groups' SCP-6333-2 instances. If necessary, the Foundation will attempt to convene a second conference. It has been proposed that allowing multiple groups of interest to continue cultivating SCP-6333, regardless of intent, will result solely in positive consequences for all groups, regardless of existing alliances. Whether this is truly the case remains to be determined. This concludes today's lecture. Thank you for listening, if indeed you still are, and you are all dismissed. Goodbye.
Academates, that concludes the video. Right? I got 2 things to say about that. Come here, sir. Thank you. Okay. 1. This could be an alien species, plant type species. 2. Earth elemental. Elementals. So there's gonna be like the earth base, the earth realm type deal, out there in the woods and the what they call them, earth gnomes or something like that, something, you know what I'm saying, the fairy, more so like in the fairy realm, you know what I mean, the fairy realm, but the plants and stuff, because there was a time that the trees and the plants used to talk to us, more telepath, you know what I'm saying, I was about to butcher it. Telepaths, you know what I'm saying? And that's all I could think about when I hear about, when I hear about them. And they pretty much look after the person that's taking care of them. So if you treat them well, then they'll heal you of such ailments that you have. Telepathy. There you go. I'm sorry. My mind just wouldn't let it go. Like, boy, you better get that word. You know that word, guy. Get that word. telepathy. Using telepathy, we used to be able to communicate with the plants and the animals and any other. If it was alive, we could communicate with it using telepathy. You ain't gotta believe me. You just do some research. That information ain't hiding from nobody. That type of information ain't hiding from nobody. Just a quick look, quick search. You'll find it. Yeah. Remote viewing is real. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I think about this though. You know what I'm saying? Because, and the main thing that made me think elemental is because we're dealing with plants, right? But this thing almost won't want everything in that room but iron. And in my studies, and then there's some of the teachers that I've dealt with and ran with and studied under, certain elementals, if not all elementals, they don't do iron at all. There's some that they don't like it at all. It's just like certain entities don't do salt. Certain entities don't like sage, Palo Santo, frankincense, myrrh. You know what I mean? Benzoin, copal, black copal. You feel me? The three kings round here. You feel me? You cinnamon. You feel me? Certain things tuck tail and get the smuck on for real quick. And iron is one of those things that elementals don't like. You know what I mean? So for those that's into the craft and you're trying to deal with elementals and you didn't know, now you know. They don't like iron. So check yourself, make sure you don't have any iron on you before you do your thing. We don't want you out there looking crazy. Like, dude, we're not coming near you because you got something on that we just don't like. Like vampires, they don't do silver too well. You know what I'm saying? Like what buddy say in the untold story of Dracula. What he say? He said, He said, sheave your ring. You know what I'm saying? It offends me. Hit him in the face with it. Beak. It offends me. Couldn't do silver too well. Yeah, no. So. Just so y'all know, just so y'all be aware, you know what I mean? They listen. Nothing new under the sun. Remember, nothing new under the sun. And this stuff came from somewhere. Folks didn't just make this stuff up. They seen it somewhere. I happens to know a lot of people get some of their ideas from the fourth dimension. It's called astral projection, astral travel. They go up, you know what I'm saying? Go up to a dimension higher, you feel me? Grab some ideas, bring it down here, and write a screenplay and put the movie out or the anime out or the TV series out or a comic book or, you know what I'm saying? Something, whatever they do. But they just didn't conjure it up out of their mind. No, that didn't happen. They pulled it from somewhere. Because, you know, when we get to asking, like, man, how are they so detailed? Down to the you mean some of this stuff just too detailed for it to just be made up. And that's why my CT stay on. In that spider sense, man. You know what I mean? 7 Parker over here, you feel me? Not Peter, you feel me? 7 Parker. We gonna park that. Tap in. Like, yeah, that's not making sense right there. Let's pull that up front so we can dissect that, because it's not making sense. Something's not reading, and the math ain't mathing. It's not, the adding ain't adding, and we're not subtracting nothing, because we need to be building and getting somewhere. We're here to learn. So we're going to build and we're going to get somewhere with this. We're not just going to break down and say it's not without having a solution to say what is. And I'm here to find out what's not so I can find out what is. Even if I find out what's not, it's here, I'm still needs to find out what is, because this information came from somewhere. And when it starts to match up with books that I've read years ago and information that I picked up years ago before I ever even knew what an SCP was, and it's matching up, certain details are matching up to certain entities, anomalies, deities, and stuff like that, yeah, I'm going to red flag it for sure. I don't, but, you know, again, you know what I'm saying? This is the academy to learn. We ain't here to sway. Okay? We're not here to sway. We will condone you pick up a book and get yourself, you know what I'm saying? Educate yourself. You feel me? Because it's a lot of indoctrination going on, and it's best that you educate yourself. Because if you just taking everything for face value on what somebody else say, hey, y'all better learn them galactic rules. They're gonna galactic laws. You don't get a pass for ignorance. That's a major right there. You won't get a pass for ignorance. All right, just so you know. This is crazy. So this is I just you know, academies, y'all let me know what y'all think about it in the comment section. If you're new, even if you're not in the academy, if you swings by this video and you know about what, if you know type of situation, you know what I'm saying? If you know, let us know, you know what I'm saying? Where you feel me? Let us know below, and we can talk about this. That's what we're here for. We're here to learn and discuss it. You know, we need solutions, conclusions to solutions. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need here, and that's what we're here for. At least that's what I'm here for. You feel me? And if you're not here for that and you're still here with me, hey, I appreciate that. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to stay vibing high. You feel me? We're going to keep it litty in the city. We're going to stay busting down these files. I don't know where staff going to send us next, but you know what I'm saying? If they ain't got nothing on the tab, then I'm going to look through and see what department we finna get in and where we going to go, whether we going to be in the department or we going to be in the field, y'all. Yeah, so we finna start kicking them times up, because certain things that I've saw that's interesting, that seems pretty interesting, that one over here, they pretty much busting on like an hour or so. So might have to do them in parts, so like a part 1, part 2, but you know, I will announce that upon, you know what I'm saying, that video when we get ready to get the intro busting. You feel me? But until then, y'all keep your head on the swivel, you know what I'm saying? Remember to keep yourself spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally protected. Do not let the world drive you crazy. I know it. But let's elevate higher so they can't reach. That's the goal. Elevate higher so they can't reach. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be worth it if you stepping down. If you're stepping down into it, it's got to be worth. It's got to be worth. So make sure you know your worth. Because some people, even though they know your worth, they may not respect your worth, and they may want you, you know. It's got to be worth it. It's got to be worth it. But until then, I appreciate y'all. Y'all be good at this. You know, peace and love to all the guys and goddesses and all the high vibrating species on the planet.